It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on the second day of June 2022. Coming to you from Forest and Bedford County with a special guest today. By the way, folks, before we get to our guest, today is National Rocky Road Day. Some people consider that a dessert. Some people consider it ice cream. Whatever. It's a good day. Go out and find some, folks. Add that onto the agenda for today. We do have a little bit of cruise ship sailing from North America ports today. In Bayonne, New Jersey, you got the Celebrity Summit sailing. Baltimore, Enchantment of the Seas. Charleston, the Carnival Sunshine. Carnival Breeze out in Galveston. Up in Seattle, you've got the Noordam and the Zuiderdam land packages kick off today. In Anchorage, the Silver Muse and the Viking Orion sail. Noordam and Norwegian Jewel both have land packages. And in Fairbanks, we've got Noordam and Norwegian Jewel land packages. Headlines for today's show, which we'll get to them eventually. Hurricane season is underway. Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Future Cruise credits have been changed again and updated. This is good news today. Yesterday was sucky news. Today's much better on the Future Cruise credits with Royal Caribbean. The Viking Octantis misses a port. June sail for Holland, America. The Carnival bus tour and ground broken for a new cruise port in Cabo, Rojo. I wasn't even aware of Cabo, Rojo. That and much more live at 11 this morning. Today, of course, we have a special guest. Then this afternoon on the Cruise Amigos, which will be their first show on Thursday, the Cruise Amigos will welcome our friend Janine Williamson with us today. That'll be at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And of course, my program tomorrow will not be live. It will be pre-recorded earlier for medical schedule, as will happen on the 7th and the 13th. So anyway, bring back one of our regular guests who's been on the show a number of times. She is absolutely the best person in the world to talk about ports of call anywhere that she's been. And she takes pictures that are to die for. So with no further ado, here's my buddy, Allison Moore, cruising for Allison. Welcome back to Chillie Chats.
Hey, Chillie, good to see you.
Okay, so now you were up there or slopping around in up in cold weather territory.
Yep, I did. I declined the sun and I thought, let's head to somewhere even colder than Scotland, if that's possible. And I headed up to the Norwegian fjords for a week.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. You were on the MSC Virtuoso.
I was, yep.
First thing, let me ask you a question about that, because there's been so much controversy and I differ so much from so many people. I love MSC. What's your overall impression of MSC?
Yeah, well, I've heard, like yourself and everybody else, the comments that a lot of people make about MSC. I'd never tried them before. So the opportunity came to go to the fjords. So I thought, let's go for it. And I have to say, I absolutely love MSC and I would 100% sail with them again. Yeah. They were fantastic from start to finish. I was totally amazed by them. The ship, the staff were amazing. Just everything about them. I couldn't fault them at all. So I'll be 100% sailing. I've become an MSC fan, I have to say.
Yeah, I completely agree. I love them. I did 3 on them, and I've got one booked. I'm doing the inaugural on Seascape, which will be
nice. Yeah.
All right. Now I have to say that I'm sure these pictures are in no order.
I'll have to try and remember where they were.
And I have to tell you, folks, even trying to come through with just enough to fill up a program is impossible with Allison.
Yeah.
Oh my stars. There are thousands of pictures.
Yeah.
And then she tells me that's not even half of
No.
them. Yeah, there's Allison.
Yeah.
That was when you got off, I guess, at the end of the cruise, wasn't it?
That one was, I think that was actually getting on Chillie. It was a really, really wet day in Southampton. Left Glasgow, flew down to Southampton, which MSC paid for, free flights with the cruise. Got to Southampton, it was horrendous, horrible day. Luckily, embarkation was just so smooth and quick. We were just out in the rain for briefly for a minute from going from the taxi to into the building. So yeah, that was the start of the cruise. Thankfully, it cleared up. That one is that was on the Flam train excursion. So if anyone's been to Norway or heard about Norway or is a fan of the railways, Flam is an absolute must. It's one of the most beautiful railway journeys in the world. It's been voted that many times. So this is some pictures from the day. Again, it wasn't a fantastic day in Flam. Could have been better, but you can see some of the low clouds there. So you go up, there's the train. So you leave from Flam, it takes just over an hour up into the mountains. You saw the snow there, and it's just so scenic. It's just so chilled out. Lots of people are just enjoying the scenery and just traveling for an hour or so on a train. And it's, fantastic.
That train looks to have, that train looks to have a lot more character than the one I spent 4 days on going and coming from my Alaska cruise.
Yeah, it was great. It's one of the must things to do if you're going to Flam. Okay, so this is just literally just as you come off the ship, there's a pub in Flam. There's not very much in Flam, but there is a pub, and they brew their own beer. So of course you've got to go and try it, haven't you? You can't walk past without trying it. So this is in the little port of Flam again. You can see the low clouds, just made it so much sort of atmospheric as well. It was dry. It wasn't particularly sunny, but it was dry. So yeah, the Flam is just incredibly beautiful. More pictures in Flam, just taken from the little port. It just takes you just a few minutes to walk around the port. It really is tiny, but just stunningly beautiful right in the fjords there. So that's the ship in the background. You can see how tranquil the waters are. And that's taken from the deck, probably up in, I'd imagine, about deck 15, 16 from the Virtuosa. And that was the little port of Flam. And that's literally about all there is in the port. Not much else, but you can see how right into the fjords we are. And you can probably see the train in the background. That's the pub stop. Had to stop in the pub to try the local beer, of course. So a few of us ventured in. Fantastic little pub. So we sampled the beer flights. That was the recommended from the owner of the pub that we sampled the beer flights. So we couldn't say no. I
was beginning to think you were nominated Norway Queen while you were over there or something with a chair like that.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah, this is more pictures in the pub. It was just carved wood, beautiful carved seats, and they had a central bit in the middle where there's a fire pit, and you can just imagine it, in the winter when it's heavy snow outside, and just go into this really welcoming little pub for some local beer. So, and that's actually within the pub itself. They had a big window where you could see everything getting made, getting brewed. So yeah, a must do as well when you're Flam. The train and the beer. Oh, this is up the skylift, Lone Skylift. So there's a little village near called Olden, which a lot of the ships dock in, but we docked about an hour and a half away in a place called Fjord. So we took a trip off the just off the pier. Local excursion company took us to the skylift. It takes about 6 minutes to get up from ground level up to the top, and that was a little restaurant that they had up the top. So that's us down at ground level, just heading into the cable cars. They just have two that continually going up and down the mountains. Oh, that I think is the sail into Nordfjord, I think, one morning. I tend to get up early in the morning, inside cabin, so you've got to get up early and see the views outside. So yeah, I'm an early riser for places like that, and head out on deck. So that's up at the top of the skylift, so you can see, you might see, I don't know if you've got other photos of the snow at the top there was quite a lot of deep snow, but you see how high we are up in the mountains surrounding.
Yeah.
So, but just scenery was incredible.
And either you had a really rough night the night before, or the wind was blowing a little. I haven't decided which.
I would probably say both, Chillie. I'm going to admit to both. It was windy, but yeah, there was probably a few cocktails the night before as well. I was on the drinks package on the Virtuosa. What can I say?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is just some of the views. A couple of times we sailed quite deep into the fjords. So yeah, this was just nice being up on deck in the morning, just watching the sailing. Spectacular. So this is right at the top of the skylift. So the at the back of the skylift, they've got some viewing points, so they clear the paths, so you can sort of see how deep the snow is up there. So well, yeah, it was chilly. You did need to wrap up a bit up there, but yeah, fantastic. Again, that's more views heading up one of the fjords. It's from the skylift, you can sort of see two fjords, one to the left, one to the right, but you can see the mountains all there and how high we are up and all the snow. So this was end of May, so you can still see, you know, how much snow there is still in Norway.
I was in snow in Alaska, but I was not in that deep of snow.
Yeah.
I was in some light snow.
Yeah, no, it was deep. I think it was about 1,200 feet up. I think we were, and yeah, it was quite deep. There was a lot of snow up there, and that's just another picture of the skylift taken. Yeah, they have quite good viewing terraces up there. They have several that you can walk about, and they've cleared paths too, so you get just some fantastic views. And the cable car holds about 35 people. Oh, this was on the first day. We had some sunshine, as you can see. The second day, the first port of call, this was sailing into Stavanger. An absolutely beautiful little port. It actually quite surprised me. I expected more of an industrial kind of port, but very small again, beautiful houses. And I found quite throughout Norway that a lot of the houses were very Swiss in style. So if anyone's been to Switzerland, Austria, they were very similar in style. So there's a few of us from the port of Stavanger took a rib safari. I don't know if anyone's done one of these. It was kind of one of the things that I thought, let's book it. And after I booked it, I'm thinking, oh, should I be doing this? But it was so much fun. 12 of us went on the rib, and they took us out from Stavanger and up into the fjords to see the waterfalls. And it was just incredible. So yeah, there's just a little walk around the port of Stavanger, and you can see yourself from the style of houses. They're all very similar throughout Norway. This was on the rib safari, so they took us up to some of the waterfalls in the fjords. They literally took us right onto that waterfall. Yeah, but they kit you out in sort of big wetsuits and things as well. So this is the old town in Stavanger. So literally where the ship docks up to the right, you can see the port straight ahead, but up to the right, if you got the hill a little bit, this is sort of the old town. Well worth a visit and a walk along the cobble streets, and there's some little shops and quaint little houses up there. So beautiful little place, Stavanger. I was quite impressed with it, actually. And I think, oh yeah, there we go. All kitted out for the rib safari.
Yeah.
It was quite a task putting those suits on, I have to say. It was that was a task in itself, but yeah, a necessary for going out on the rib, and the life jacket as well. So it was a beautiful day in Stavanger. Oh, this is on board the Virtuosa. So they have their own chocolate cafe, chocolate shop. They make their own chocolates on board. So yeah, just an incredible array of chocolates on there. And that's some of the chocolate sculptures they make. They had crabs, they had lobsters. Yeah, I got
some more.
Oh, incredible.
Oh, so these are
there you
chocolate.
Go. These are chocolate completely sculptures. Chocolate, and they make them on the ship. They have a bit behind the counter that you can actually watch them making things. It's incredible to think they're just chocolate. Amazing skill.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, really fascinating to see.
All right, now next question.
Food.
That looks like some pasta with seafood, mussels, shrimp, and I'm not sure what else.
Yeah, I think there was possibly some clams in there. I can't remember what was all in there. So yeah, this is in the main dining room. So I ate in there most of the time because we had quite a large group of solos. There must have been about, I think we met about 40, 50 solos on board. So most of the time we ate in the dining room and yeah, at the tables we had in there. And I have to say, MSC were fantastic. We all had, some had different tables. We kind of hooked up beforehand and at sail away. Went to them the first night and said, listen, can a group of us sit together? Didn't even flinch. Not a problem. We'll sort it out for you. They were absolutely fantastic. So if anyone's in that situation going on MSC, just ask the maitre d' when you go to your allocated dining room. They couldn't have been more accommodating. They were fantastic.
I did a couple specialty dinings when on all of my MSCs, not because the main dining room was bad, just because I needed to be able to report on the specialty dining rooms. I would have been perfectly happy to have eaten every night in the main dining room on all three of mine.
Yeah, absolutely. I felt the same. I didn't try speciality this time. I normally do. A couple of times ate in the buffet. But what I liked about MSC was on the app, you could log into that was free to chat and everything on board. And they put the menus up for the day. So you could actually see ahead of time on your little app what was for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you could make a choice. But I have to say, the buffet as well, I found the choice in the buffet incredible. Just amazing choice. Really, really good. So I have no complaints at all.
Yeah.
I didn't lose weight on my cruise. I can put it that way.
Now, that's illegal, I think.
Exactly.
What's ahead for cruising with Allison?
I've got nothing planned at the moment, but then Norway wasn't planned, so you never know what might pop up. We've obviously got our group cruise next year, Chillie, this time next year. We would have just finished our cruise going from Athens up to Venice. We're going on the Brilliance of the Seas. I'm really looking forward to that. We've got 45 or so on it at the moment. In between that, I was all set to go on the Epic in November. I was going on the transatlantic, cancelled that. I'm looking on the Epic from Israel up to Rome.
Ooh,
but
nice.
now I've been on MSC. MSC are doing one, same dates, from Rome to Jeddah, going through the Suez Canal, stopping at Petra, Egypt. So I'm torn between the two at the moment. So yeah, it'll be that part of the world in November, 11 nights. Looking forward to it.
I don't know how it's been on your side of the pond. MSC was bargains over here for a long time.
Yeah.
That was the bargain to go for on any of the cruises.
Yeah.
They were terrific.
Yeah. I would probably say it's the same here. I mean, that cruise, dollar-wise, I'm not sure was UK pounds, it cost me around about 850, 860. But that was the cruise. That was the drinks package, the premium plus drinks package, and flights to and from Scotland, which at that time, we checked them out on the day I was going, were over £500 worth of flights.
Yeah.
So that was all included for about £850, which was absolutely incredible. There's just, I couldn't have got that with anyone else. But yeah, fantastic experience. And I think that's what MSC are doing at the moment, just to get people on board. And I think they're really good value for money anyway, from what I can see.
Right. All right. Tell me about cruising for Allison. That's your
that's something I've just kind of something I set up recently, just to put all my cruise things in there. And as you say, as you know, Chillie, I love my ports and things, so I'm planning I've got quite a few more videos and things I'm going to put up there. Do things, excursions I did, generally round about the ship, etc. So yeah, I'm going to put quite a few more things on there and see if I can build that page up and just put my angle to my cruising.
Yeah. That's where I went to steal your pictures. And, and like I say, I did not even cover anywhere near all of them.
Yeah.
and had
I
no
need to put all
idea
my, I
how.
need to get time this weekend to put all my videos up. I've got some fantastic videos, like the sail away from Flam is just incredible, where they play the music out from the ship, and yeah, up to the waterfall. I've got some incredible videos, so I'll need to put them up there. So
All right. Well, Allison, I certainly appreciate you doing this and keeping
no
us
problem.
posted on the fjords.
Yeah.
I
And
think that's terrific.
yeah, and
All right.
if anyone hasn't done the fjords, do it. It's incredible.
All right, Allison, we'll catch you next time. Thanks so much for being
Brilliant.
with me.
Thanks,
All
Chillie.
right.
Bye,
We'll
everyone.
see you
Bye.
later.
Take care.
That's
Bye.
Allison Moore of Cruising with Allison. That was just awesome. All right, I'll be back with today's news after a word from one of our network sponsors. All right, on with today's news. See if I've got everything set up right for it. Okay. Of course, the 2022 Atlanta hurricane season officially began yesterday, and already 2 potential systems are being monitored by the cruise lines, coastal communities, and weather authorities for possible development. And let's see, did I not load? I don't think I did. So let me jump over here and grab that real quick. That would be over here in, let's see, is that the one? I think that's it. Let's see if that's it or not. I'm not even sure at this point. Yeah, there's 2 systems. The yellow X, which is up in the Bahamas. Yeah, don't even worry about that. I thought was going to be gone from yesterday, actually. The more severe system is the one that's near Belize and Mexico. That one could very much be an impact. The remnants of what was Hurricane Agatha in the Pacific has crossed over into Central America. They've now made that official and it's now interacting with more moisture and tropical temperatures near Mexico and Belize. The system has a high probability, 70 to 80%, of development into a tropical storm in the next few days, right in the area where many cruise ships, of course, visit those Western Caribbean ports of call: Cozumel, Costa Maya, Progreso, Belize, Honduras. They could all be impacted by this. If the stronger system does develop, it would likely move across the Caribbean toward the Florida mainland, potentially impacting places like Key West and Florida home ports. So that is what's up with the weather. It's early for us dealing with that, but we already had a hurricane. Yesterday, we talked about non-refundable deposits on future cruise credits. Today, Royal Caribbean and Celebrity announced that the future cruise credits with both cruise lines will no longer have an expiration date and will be good for all future cruises. So yesterday, they looked at when they're saying that these aren't available anymore. It wasn't the cruise credit, but it was the deposit. Now the future cruise credit is good forever. Since the system requires that there be a noted expiration date, Royal Caribbean Group said they will extend the date far into the future so that they will never expire. Glober Sailing Suspension Future Cruise Credits will also offer increased flexibility. The portion of the future cruise credit value that represents 100% of the cruise fare paid on the original reservation will no longer expire. The incremental 25% bonus value, however, will maintain the current expiration date noted on the future cruise credit and remain active until that point. You will need to redeem this portion of the future cruise credit before the expiration date, or such funds will become inactive and can no longer be used toward a future cruise credit. All other types of future cruise credits with both cruise lines will remain unchanged. Folks, that sounds a little bit confusing to me, and I've read this about 40 times. If you're in a situation with the future cruise credit, take some time, call Royal Caribbean or call your travel professional and just double check and see where you stand. And if you need to do something now, or if you're good for going ahead, just look into it. All right, the next story today has to do with the Viking Octantis, currently sailing in its inaugural season in the Great Lakes. It reached a milestone, one that every ship experiences at some point. They completely missed a port of call due to weather. The ship was scheduled to call on Bayfield, Wisconsin, was unable to safely dock due to high winds and waves. They were talking about 40-mile-an-hour winds and waves of 5 to 10 feet. That's pretty healthy waves in the Great Lakes. While guests were understandably disappointed because they missed a port of call, every ship's captain considers the safety of the guests, crew, and vessel first and foremost when making necessary changes. Itinerary alterations are not made lightly, but are always done with the best interests of keeping everyone safe. So the captain on board Viking's Octantis had reason to do that, and it certainly sounds like it. I wouldn't want to be trying to go on a land in that kind of seas. No, thank you. All right, Holland America's Seattle-based, of course, offers guests up to 50% off onboard spending credit and reduced deposits to celebrate bringing its entire fleet online once again. The offers are valid through June the 30th and can be applied to most departures in 2022 and 2023. All 11 cruise ships in the cruise line will be in service by the 14th, when the Zuiderdam sails from Seattle. There is one ship, the Volendam, that has been used in the Netherlands to house refugees from the Ukraine, that technically is not sailing for Holland America right now. But still, all the other ships are sailing, will be sailing when Zuiderdam sails. Carnival Cruise Line has kicked off a 4-city Agent Palooza bus tour, with the first stop in Philadelphia to celebrate the line's 50th birthday. Carnival President Christine Duffy made a special appearance in her hometown to thank more than 600 travel advisors for their support. Hosted by Duffy and a bunch of fancy, dancy, highfalutin folks, they had a nice outdoor type festival birthday party. There was also some food and snacks involved, had local food trucks, and the opportunity to win a bunch of prizes. As part of this year's tour, Carnival also introduced its first ever virtual Agent Palooza experience. Had more than 1,300 travel advisors tuned in for a virtual experience in Philadelphia. Taking place through June the 4th, the bus tour will now move to Baltimore, Norfolk, and Charlotte. And on the one that took me a little bit by surprise in the news this morning, ground was broken for a brand new cruise port in Cabo Rojo and Pedernales on the Dominican Republic's southwest coast. The 4-berth port will have capacity for up to 1 million passengers annually when fully operational. Its first phase is planned for inauguration in December of 2023. The $98 million project will be managed by the Dominican Port Authority and Mexico's ITM Group, whose other cruise ports include Costa Maya in the Yucatan and in the Dominican Republic, Tano Bay at Puerto Plata. The four-berth port will have capacity for up to 1 million passengers annually. Cabo Rojo Port will offer aquatic, cultural, artistic, commercial, and gastronomic attractions and tourist services that give passengers a sample of the activities available in the port surroundings, according to Apernome. Facilities will include a passenger reception center, water park, interactive zone, recreational and commercial zones, a spa, main restaurant, boutique hotel, and a beach. All right. That wraps up the news for today. Let's jump over and see who's with us. Again, thanks to Allison for doing such a wonderful job. Allison is so good with ports. I should have asked her how she knows how to pronounce all those funky names, especially in Norway. She seems to just slide right through them. Well, all right. John is with us. Nanook of the North, John. All excited about the Cruise Amigos coming this afternoon. Yep. Fjord, I drive a cattle rack. Oh, no, not Ford. That's a Ford. These are fjords, John. That's the ones in Norway. Or a Rincon. Gretchen's with us. Hi, Gretchen. Add a stream. Now let's go back. Banners. Okay. Wow. All right, so I kicked myself out. I think I've got myself back now. How do you kick yourself out of your own show? But I managed to do it. Where was I? Nikki's with us. Hi, Nikki. Why did the new Norwegian Navy build glass bottom boats? So they could see the old Norwegian Navy. That's terrible, John. Hot Air's with us, has said a hello, gang. Cindy's here. A little late, was in a work meeting. Sorry about that. Sorry you have to be working. That sucks. Speaking of missing a port, the Pride of America had to miss a port day yesterday due to highways preventing tendering. You know, that was why they missed the port up there in the Great Lakes, was because it was a tender port. One of the locals said he has only witnessed this missed port once before. Wow. In the past 7 years. Wow. Which one, Tom? Got to check on the port. Which port is a tender port? Maui is not. I'm not sure which one it is, come to think about it. Oh, Kona. Okay. So Kona is a tender port. All right, guys. Again, it was a great show with Allison today. Appreciate all you guys being here. We do have the Cruise Amigos coming up this afternoon. And of course, I'll be back back at 11 o'clock tomorrow. I won't be live at 11 o'clock tomorrow. I'm going to tape the show early in the morning, and then it will go live at 11. And the links, which I'll post everywhere, will be to the show at 11. So all you have to do is follow the link wherever I've got it posted, and you'll get there at 11 o'clock. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Again, Allison, thank you for such a wonderful job. John, I'll see you with the amigos in a couple hours. For everybody else, y'all join us for the Cruise Amigos later today. That's it for today. I'll see everybody Monday, but I will be here tomorrow. So later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.